Yaakov is, is a yeshiva bacher, spent his entire life in yeshiva up until now, been learning, and he's been only with tzaddikim. This week he gets thrown into a mess. He has to deal with Lavan. Stop and think about it. You're sitting there, you're in a nice enclosed world. People are protecting you. You're not really dealing with what we call the real world. And now the first thing out of the box, you're dealing with a Lavan, somebody who is going to scam you, who's going to con you the best that he can. And if you ask Lavan, he says, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm doing what all businessmen do. And Yaakov learns very quickly, and he becomes the biggest enemy to a crooked businessman. Somebody who learns the tricks and doesn't use them, but he knows what the trickster is doing to him. He has to learn this on the fly. Like we have the whole situation with Lavan says, if you work for 7 years, you can get my daughter Rachel. Comes wedding night, what happens? He switches, he does the switch. And then he says to him, look we don't marry the younger before the older. So basically what Yaakov has to do is work his way through this and still maintain an honest and a good moral character. And this is something very important. In the business world, you are tempted, use a lot of times, with trying to cheat the system, trying to cheat the customer, cheat the vendor, whatever you want to do. And it really never works in the long run. Anybody who's been in business knows that if you start cheating the customer, what happens is the customers stop coming to you. A successful businessman is an honest businessman. He knows he has to produce for his customers. And this, we see it over and over again in our society. People who are dishonest, they get a dishonest name, customers stop going to him, vendors stop dealing with him because they know not to deal with this person. If everybody who's been successful in business, they might accuse them of different things, but in the final analysis, they had to be honest in order for them to succeed. And that's one of the biggest lessons here, that Yaakov becomes a successful businessman because he's honest. He knows how to work it so that, because he knows he has to deal with someone like Laban, but he also knows he has to be honest because he's a representative of the future of the Jewish people. Something to think about. We still have a minyan. We do? Okay, Kaddish Rabbanim.